Welcome back to Skippers. Today I'm going to do 3 players to sell. Mostly 3 players I think are going to regress in the second half. Take it as you will. Let's get into the players. First player is Bryson Swanson of the Braves. So far, 299 average, 14 home runs, 50 runs batted in, and 14 stolen bases. I really dislike this type of content. I think it's really hard. I don't want to skew you guys the wrong way if you have a good player here and I make a bad comment here and you trade them away and then they're awesome. Like, that's the worst thing for me. It gives me nightmares. So one of the things I saw, Swanson's enjoyed an incredibly successful first half, obviously. He has the 3rd highest qualified batting average on balls in play at 388. Since June 15th, Swanson has the 7th highest batting average on balls in play at 408, but he has the 2nd highest strikeout rate percentage of anyone in the top 10 of the batting average of balls in play leaders over the last month. And his base on ball percentage sits at only 3%. His K rate is in the 19th percentile. His walk rate is in the 38th percentile. And his whiff rate is in the 13th percentile. His contact numbers, when you look at them on StatCast, are legitimately shocking to me based on the swing and miss in his game still. His numbers are awesome. The stolen bases are nice little surprises here. I think the previous best he had was 10, and we're only halfway through the season. He's got 14. So obviously there is value in Bryson Swanson, but I think this might be the highest he will be this season, like highest value he'll have this season. So I think there's some regression coming in the second half. Obviously the batting average and balls in play, if you're kind of lucky if you're hitting at that high of a clip. So I think that should bring him down a little bit. All the hits that he's having, I think he has 100 hits on the year already. I don't think he'll be as valuable. If you need someone on the mound plus like a bat who's kind of underperforming, I think this could be a good time to flip Bryson Swanson. Second guy I think is kind of obvious, and that is Martin Perez of the Rangers. 7-2, 2.72 ERA, 106 innings pitched, only 86 strikeouts, and a 1.18 whip. Martin Perez hasn't had an ERA below 4 since 2013. And I think most people who have paid attention to fantasy baseball for a while will think that he'll cool off. Read some things on Fantasy Pro about Martin Perez here, and he goes, how much will he regress? His deserved run average thinks he's been a slightly below average pitcher this season, despite his 2.72 ERA. In fact, his deserved run average and deserved run average minus are very similar to Herman Marquez, who has an ERA over 3 runs higher than him. What's worked for Martin Perez this season is the lack of home runs hit off of him. He's been very fortunate. He has a 6.1% home run to fly ball ratio that ranks him 6th in all of baseball. Should that figure itself out, his numbers will start to creep up a bunch. And his luck already may be changing. Over his past 2 starts, he's surrendered 4 home runs after giving up just 2 in his previous 15 starts this season. There's also possibility he gets traded, is what this guy wrote, and it could hurt his fantasy value as Globe Life has become a very good pitcher's park. Looking into the numbers, Perez's expected ERA is 3.27. His FIP is 3.07, which are 30 points difference from his ERA already. Seems that he's gotten kind of lucky, kind of overperformed. But his xFIP is 3.73. His strikeout rate is in the 31st percentile. His whiff rate is in the 17th percentile, and expected batting average is in the 50th percentile. What he's really helping you with in roto leagues is that ERA for sure. He's not helping you in the strikeouts. The whip's been pretty good, probably above league average for a starter that's thrown that many innings. But I think you can flip them for some other pieces, some guys that have a little bit higher upside than Martin Perez. The third player on this list is going to be Cron of the Rockies, hitting 292, 20 home runs, 67 runs batted in, and 49 runs. This one kind of breaks me. I'm the biggest Cron fan. I've talked to him up 2 years in a row, but the numbers, the underlying numbers are a little bit odd to me. The actual stats have been fantastic, and that's what we use for fantasy, but you look to see if there's regression coming, and I think some of Cron's numbers would lead you to think that. You look at his percentile rankings, average exit velocity, 23rd percentile, max exit velocity, 98th percentile. His expected batting average is 44th percentile, but he's hitting 290, 292. 60th percentile hard hit percentage, expected slug at 76th percentile. K rate, 23rd percentile. Walk rate, 24th percentile. Chase rate, 22nd percentile. And whiff rate, 57th percentile. So the expected batting average is 260. His expected slug is 44 points lower at only 500. And his home road splits are off the charts. How shocking they are. Scott White tweeted this last night, so I had to tap into it. He has an OPS of 1.059, 347 average with 15 home runs and 51 runs batted in at Coors Field. But he has a 695 OPS with a 229 average and 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in on the road. He's played 45 games at home and 40 on the road this season. At this point, I don't know what you really get in return for Cron. I don't think people are really going to give up Josh Bell for Cron, but that is a deal I would love to make. He plays more games on the road than at home for the rest of the season, so I think for that reason, we might get a little bit of regression there. It is just odd numbers. CJ Cron seems to be a perfect fit in Coors Field, but maybe he won't sock as many dingers in the second half. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know what you think of the picks. Who are you trying to sell at this point in the season and in the second half? People you think will regress. Don't forget to join the Discord. Keep subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.